Communications officer for the Hall of Fame and joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine. Welcome, sir.
Hello to you. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. So for those that don't know, when was the Hall of Fame founded and how did Canton, Ohio become the chosen location?
Our doors opened in September of 1963, and a few years earlier than that, the National Football League put out bids for a site location. They wanted to erect a Hall of Fame. And Canton was among a short list of communities that wanted to be the home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And what ended up winning the day for the city of Canton were a couple of things. One was the historical connection. The league was founded here on September 17th, 1920, when the owners at the time got together and realized they needed to put some things on paper. There was some chaos in the league. There were franchises that were coming and going and players that were coming and going from one team to another, sometimes on a weekly basis. So they realized they needed to create a league, and that happened here in Canton. So there was that aspect in Canton's favor. The second thing was the land was ready, was shovel ready, here where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is located. And third was they had some money in the bank because they had strong community support. So they could go to the league and say they had money in the bank, shovel-ready land, and a historical connection. And the league found that to be in Canton's favor and awarded the Hall of Fame here.
Now, let's test my historical knowledge. Was it the Bulldogs that was the Canton football team?
It was the Canton Bulldogs, and one of its principal players was the great Jim Thorpe. I think fairly universally declared the greatest athlete of the first half of the 20th century, an Olympic medalist who finally got his medals reinstated, and yes, a member of the Canton Bulldogs in the early years of even pre NFL. The Canton Bulldogs were in existence, and then they were one of the founding franchises.
When you go through the selection process for inductees, how does that work? Is there a committee? Who's on the committee? What are the criteria?
Great questions. And one of the things, the Pro Football Hall of Fame takes a lot of the vitriol when some fan favorite doesn't get elected. But the Hall just is the overseer of the process. The process is actually carried out by an independent panel, which right now is comprised of 50 individuals, many of whom are still active in the media, most of whom are still active in the media. There are a few Hall of Famers on the selection committee. There is one committee representative associated with each of the 32 NFL franchises. The thinking being that they are the ones most intimately knowledgeable with the players that might come from that franchise, know some of the backstories, know some of the history, and then 18 at-large electors, and that's where some of the Hall of Famers come in, and some football historians and other people who have a deep tie to the game. So that group of 50 comes together, and they cast their ballots. Now, drum roll. But it's not really a drum roll because we already know. But if you've been living under a rock, who are the inductees this year? This year we elected a class of 4, which, while it seems small by recent standards, is actually, by historical standards, not an uncommon number. About a quarter of all the classes have been comprised of 4 individuals, although it has been a while. Eric Allen played primarily with the Eagles, and well, not primarily, but overall, Eric Allen of the Eagles, Saints, and Raiders. Jared Allen was primarily Chiefs and Raiders, and also had some short stints with the Bears and Panthers. And Sterling Sharp played his entire career with the Green Bay Packers, and Antonio Gates, who played his entire career with the Chargers, a few years in San Diego, and the majority of his years in Los Angeles.
When was the last time a Cleveland Brown was inducted?
Only been a couple of years. Class of 2023 with Joe Thomas, who was elected in his first year of eligibility. And Joe's been a frequent visitor back to the Hall of Fame and was just here this past weekend with the new class.
And what about our Cincinnati Bengals?
And for Cincinnati, the more recent electee would be Ken Riley, who was elected a couple of years ago posthumously. Unfortunately, he did not live to see that day, but his family did. His wife and his son, Ken II, was actually the person who accepted the award on his father's behalf. And then before him, another great ambassador of the Hall and somebody who just celebrated just recently one of his milestone anniversaries, just a little bit past 25 years now, for Anthony Munoz, who I think many people regard as perhaps the finest offensive tackle to ever play in the National Football League.
Absolutely. Now, in addition to the Chargers-Lions game and the induction, what were some of the other events that happened over the weekend that you found exciting?
Well, with some of the great weather that we've enjoyed over the past several days, it really, kind of put a bow on some of the things that we try to do each year. But one of the things that is a special event for the Hall, and I think really came off well this year, is what we call the Hall of Famer Walk, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a procession of the Hall of Famers. This year they walked, I would say, roughly 200 yards from a drop-off point near the Hall of Fame. They walked past along the driveway in front of the Hall of Fame, past the Hall of Fame's main museum entry door, and then they staged underneath the original rotunda of the Hall of Fame for their group picture. And to see 100 Hall of Famers in that picture together is something that we're happy to celebrate with people, because nowhere else has this ever happened. There's no other place, no other time where 100 members of a Hall of Fame get together like this with their teammates, their classmates, to get a picture taken. So that was a significant one for us. That was on Friday morning, and then later Friday evening is the Gold Jacket Dinner, and that is the event at which the new class members actually receive their Hall of Fame Gold Jacket, created by the Hager Company, that's been a partner of the Halls for almost 50 years now, creating those iconic gold jackets. And to see the looks on the enshrinees' faces, I think, in many ways they know they've been experiencing it really since they were announced at the Super Bowl. So for roughly 6 months, they've known they've been part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But the moment they put the jacket on, I think, is when it really crystallizes in their minds and in their hearts. And that moment, you see the smiles and the emotion that may have been, built up for a while, and that realization sets in. I really am a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame now.
We want to thank Rich DeRozier from the Pro Football Hall of Fame for being with us. And there is more Ohio Sports Magazine straight ahead on the Ohio News Network.
T-Bone's an expert at making mornings better. He brought back the bagel sandwiches at McDonald's. He feeds birds out of his mouth. And he hosts a radio show guaranteed to make you smile. Yay, T-Bone. Yay. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Weekday mornings at 6.
The Fan.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Now's the time to grab a UDF Peach Shake, Malt, Cone, or Sundae. They're only here for a limited time. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does two things differently.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
So the donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbors are happy, and the planet is healthy.
What's number 2?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbors, and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Spend Labor Day weekend at Great American Ballpark. Cheer on the Reds when they face the Cardinals in a 3-game set August 29th through the 31st. Enjoy a fantastic post-game fireworks show on Friday presented by Toyota. Saturday, fans in attendance will receive a Hunter Green bobblehead featuring the Reds ace with his French Bulldog Ross, thanks to Tri-Health while supplies last. Bring the whole crew on Sunday and enjoy some afternoon baseball. Visit Reds.com/tickets today.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Tire and Auto Service. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid August 1st through August 30th. See store for details.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
The city of Columbus is hosting the 2025 United States Box Lacrosse Championships from August 30th to September 1st at the Resolute Athletic Complex in Easton. And there is a lot going on. All 5 qualifying events will feature folks from the Midwest, Western, Southeast, Northeast, and Six Nations region. Tyler Pfister is the Director of Operations and Events for Resolute Lacrosse and joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine. Good to be with you.
Great to be with you as well, Jay. Thanks for having us.
It's my pleasure. Is there any difference, Tyler, between outdoor lacrosse that we see out on the field and box lacrosse?
Yeah, very much so. I would say functionally the game is played a lot alike, right? You have two teams trying to score on goals, but everything indoors is shrunken down, whereas outdoors is more soccer-esque. And indoors you get flavors of hockey and basketball. It's about half of the guys on the field, and everything's on the fly. So you could be playing defense 1 second and in 7 steps be on the other side of the floor playing offense as well. So it's very fast-paced indoors.
Is it 5 or 6 on the floor?
5 field players and a goalie.
Okay, so a total of 6. And as you said, people are rotating in and out on shifts, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So what was the qualifying process like for the teams that are going to play in this event to get to the championship level?
Yeah, so I guess just to set the stage, box lacrosse has certainly been gaining a lot more speed in the lacrosse community in general. And, we alongside Shaden Santos of U.S. Boxla kind of had a vision for some of these established events that were happening regionally and doing really well to basically funnel those and give those teams an opportunity that did well in the regional qualifiers a chance to play for something even greater than that. And so that's kind of what all this was bred out of, was looking at those events that were well established, that were bringing in some of the best talent, and then kind of congregating them all in one place toward the end of the season for a national championship.
Now, how is the competition divided? Is it by age, region, or both?
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the things that we wanted to look at, because the box season is during the winter, and it's really tough to slide in another event next to all of these regional events. So the thought was, hey, let's have the qualifying process. Let's give these teams some time, to get organized even after the field season, and then we'll circle back on it. And part of the issue is that we lose effectively the senior class out of that pool. And so basically how it is broken down is by graduation year. And we try and keep to a pretty strict age limit, just as far as, U15, U17, that kind of thing. There's a cutoff date in June 1 for not being able to be too old for a division or anything like that. So we try and keep things pretty straightforward there.
So I'm trying to imagine an 8-year-old child playing lacrosse as compared to a 17-year-old senior in high school playing lacrosse. How does that look?
Yeah, and that's the crazy part, is it seems like it keeps getting younger and younger. We have a 3rd and 4th grade division in this event that teams already qualified for last year. And so kids are picking it up earlier. And it'd be one thing, if they were just kind of bobbleheads, running around out there. Think like youth soccer where the amoeba tends to move around. But these coaches invest a lot into these kids, and they are super organized, even at a young level. So while the physicality and certainly the level of play is a little bit different, I think you would be shocked to see some of these younger groups and the skill level that they bring.
Now, 2 of the top 5 boys lacrosse teams in Ohio at the high school level were actually from Central Ohio this year. Did anybody from any of those teams, are they competing in this championship?
Yeah, not as the teams themselves, but I would say a lot of the players that had success on the field during the spring also play box as well, and that's why I would say that we've invested heavily into the box game as a company. Is we see the value in that it translates really well to the field game, right? Everything indoors is very micro. Any mistakes that you can kind of hide behind in a bigger space, you really can't indoors, and so you get a lot of touches. It's basically hyper speed lacrosse, so that by the time you get back out on the field, things tend to slow down a little bit.
Is there any chance that this sport will evolve at the high school level to join the winter sports, or is it likely that because of wrestling and basketball and swimming, it will not?
Yeah, I think certainly you always kind of run into those things, and we're a group that never wants to, stand in the way of kids playing multiple sports. But the reality is that kids want to play year-round right now, and so we're fortunate over the years we've gotten plugged in with the high school coaches, and the Ohio High School Athletic Association has been supportive of box lacrosse as a separate sport of field lacrosse. And so what that then allows for is, in that off season, these high school coaches can actually coach their teams during during the winter. And so we have a league that runs through the winter where all these teams from mostly Central Ohio are playing under their own banner with their own coaches, and they can compete as kind of an on-ramp into their spring season.
Now, if folks want to learn more about your event or about the sport in general, what's the best website?
ResoluteLacrosse.com.
All right. We want to thank Tyler Pfister for being with us. There's more Ohio Sports Magazine straight ahead on the Ohio News Network.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit oda.org.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
It's hard to believe, but the new school year really is just around the corner. Now is the time to start getting your family back into a good routine and sleep schedule so your kids will be ready to learn when they head back to class in a few short weeks. Ohio's public school educators can't wait to share a great new school year with our students.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Hey, I'm Ruben. My band and I have a new song we're getting ready to record this weekend. I'm also a tow truck driver. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I get to go home at the end of the day and see my bandmates.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
The Ohio Cup Vintage Baseball Fest is coming up at the end of August. The two-day tournament is August 30th and 31st and takes place at the Westerville Sports Complex, northeast of Columbus. Neil Thompson joins us from the Ohio History Connection, and we welcome you to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I will tell you, I'm an avid baseball fan of both types of games. So let me start by asking this. The teams that play are playing by 1860s rules. What are some of the key differences between baseball, with two words, of that era and today's baseball as we know it?
Yeah, you will see some key differences when you look at games that are played by the rules of this era. You know, one of the first things that you're going to see is there really aren't balls and strikes when the players from the opposing teams are pitching to the batters. The other thing that's related to that, when the pitchers are pitching to the plate, you're going to see that they're trying to get the ball over as much as possible for strikes so that contact can be made. Another rule that is much different from our modern era of baseball is that outs will look a lot more unique. For example, if a batted ball is caught on the first bounce, it's still going to count as an out. Probably the biggest difference that fans and spectators will see when you see a vintage baseball game underway, and this is an observation from one of our longtime Muffin players, Aaron Seddon, is that when anyone, and that includes the opposing team, makes a really good play, both teams, both sets of fans, everyone cheers. There's still a competitive aspect to these games, but there's a lot more of that camaraderie between the players that's going back to when baseball was a gentleman's game in the 1860s.
Now, I've got to ask what the uniforms are like, because they are in no way, shape, or form what you would think you'd run around in bases today.
Yeah, in some ways they're similar, but in other ways they are remarkably different because in the 1860s the uniforms from that era were designed to resemble uniforms worn by professions for which the men on the teams worked. So to say that in simpler terms, firefighters, shipbuilders, craftsmen, this was a game played in, as a recreational time, and so they were often formed by, members of certain groups, and that often became the professions that were represented on these teams. So to do that, to look in uniform in that way, they started to incorporate identical belts and distinctive shirt fronts that featured rectangular or shield-shaped double-breasted panels. And those panels bore the insignia of the club or the company or the profession of the men who were playing. You did not see short sleeves at this time or unbuttoned shirts like you see a lot of time in modern baseball. The shirts were always long sleeved. The sleeves were never rolled up, and they were always buttoned. Our Muffins, our Ohio Village Muffins, for example, the shirts that they wear bear a shield, and it's a monogrammed M for Muffins, and they all wear identical belts that bear the name Muffins.
Now, do you have to have an old-timey mustache to participate?
Not at all. You'll see. You'll see in older photos that they all wore different styles of facial hair or clean shaven, and so the players that participate in the Ohio Cup Baseball Festival, represent that. You'll see some extraordinary exhibits of facial hair, but others might be clean shaven, just in the same style that the players of the 1860s would have been based on their personal preference.
Now, are these players strictly amateur, or are there some more familiar names from baseball, minor or major league?
Every once in a while, you might have, someone with some higher level baseball experience. But most of the players who are part of the Ohio Cup Vintage Baseball Festival are going to be amateurs.
Now, are they playing to win, or is it more of a theatrical presentation?
Every team is playing competitively and playing to win. There, will be a lot of shared cheering and encouragement, but this is still a competitive game that each team is trying to win.
Is there any cost to watch the games?
Admission is free at the Westerville Sports Complex.
So if we want more information, what's the best website to go to?
You can find all the information about the Ohio Cup and the Ohio Village Muffins, our home team, at ohiohistory.org, or you can learn about us on social media. We have Ohio History Connection accounts on every major platform, and the Muffins have an account on Facebook that you can find by searching.
All right, we want to thank Neil Thompson for being with us. More Ohio Sports Magazine is on deck on the Ohio News Network.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like chew this gum and it grows new teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor The Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Attention Columbus foodies. Are you a smoker of mouth-watering chicken wings? Then bring the heat to the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest, presented by American Nitro. First place wins $1,000, but more importantly, bragging rights. It's all going down Saturday, October 4th with wings, beer, music, and more. Sign up your team today at americannitro.com/wingfest. Don't wait. Spots are filling up smoking fast. Wingfest supports local causes like Southwest Career Academy, Ghosts of War, and Gigi's. Let's wing it for a great cause. Sign your team up today.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. Sunday will be in the low 90s and sunny. Mostly clear again Sunday night. Temperature again down to around 70 degrees. We'll be back in the low 90s of sunshine Monday with low 90s and a chance for some showers and storms as we head into Tuesday. Chances continue after that. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. This is ONN.
We're about 2 weeks away from the official start of the 2025 college football season. Week 0 begins Saturday, August 23rd. Iowa State at Kansas State is the first Power 4 game of the season. The next week, on August 30th, number 2 Ohio State hosts number 1 Texas. The Buckeyes and Longhorns were placed there by 67 college football coaches in the coaches' preseason top 25 poll. The Associated Press will release their preseason top 25 Monday, August 11th. Paul Feinbaum covers college football for ESPN. He joined Bo Bishop earlier this week on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus. Paul says most voters, coaches, and Associated Press are fixated on Ohio State and Texas in their Week 1 showdown.
And I don't think they have a big impact anymore because the committee, like the committee or not, I do think they will look at the polls in spite of all the BS that they tell us as a baseline. But I think what really influences the AP poll in a week or two and the one we saw on Monday are all these crazy magazines that start coming out in March and April, and they just set the pins up. And this year, the pins were Texas and Ohio State, and that's exactly where everyone went.
Yeah, and we're going to get a 1 versus 2, which we've never had. It's a lot on two teams that, while they have recruited very, very well, are starting over at quarterback to a certain degree at Texas and absolutely at Ohio State. But the talent is there. But it kind of speaks to something that's really going to be a theme, I think, of the early part of the season, Paul, is all of these blue blood programs starting new at quarterback. I cannot recall a year like this in my memory. Can you?
No, and I think some of the curmudgeons of our industry are discounting that as if none of them have a chance to be good. I saw Trevor Lawrence as a freshman. He was good. We've all seen a good freshman. And by the way, I think the fact that and they're not freshmen, by the way, but they're untested. I saw a guy who had never started a game look really good in his first start at Alabama named Tua Tagovailoa. Now, of course, he did come in and start the second half of the national championship game. So I think in Arch's case, I don't believe there's as much pressure on him. I think there might be a little bit more on Julian Sayin, only because he has not had the kind of experience. But whether playing at home means anything, I'll leave that to you. But I don't think it makes that big a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it would be different, I think, if it was at night. I think at noon there's a little bit of a muted. I think the fans here will do the best that they can. It'll be very, very loud and hostile, and certainly a new experience for Arch playing and something like that. But, speaking of Arch, Archie Manning, grandfather, saying today what we've all known in the college football world. Buddy, the amount of conversation I have with NFL people about, we're tanking for Arch. I'm like, well, you better do it after 2026 because that's when he's going to play 2 years at Texas. And Archie said, yeah, he's going back. He's going to play 2 years. That opens, though. I think that does Sark a lot of good to get that out there because now he has this 2-year window with Arch Manning. And now does that at all take some of the pressure off Texas and Arch this year? Because we haven't seen anything like this. We don't see this very often where there's this type of ballyhoo over a prospect.
No, and I think what it does put pressure on are morons like Colin Cowherd, who had the scenario all perfect about 2 weeks ago, and that was never going to happen. And listen, I've been around this family forever. I don't know if I've ever been more shocked 25 years ago when Peyton Manning, or 20 years ago, whenever it was, when Peyton Manning showed up. May have been 30 years ago. I have no earthly idea. When Peyton Manning showed up.
Almost 30.
And announced that he was coming back for another year at Tennessee. For the young people in the audience, he was automatic #1 draft choice, unequivocally. And he said, no, I'm coming back for one more year. And I think if you're looking for a precedent with Arch, just look at 2 years ago when inexplicably Quinn Ewers decided to come back one more year. Any other player would have said, I'm gone. I'm out of here, because Arch Manning had been led to believe he wouldn't be there, but he stuck it out. So I think that's why you do have to believe Grandpa Archie.
What can you tell us about the Peyton Manning experience at Tennessee and how it's a different time? No social media, no 24/7 coverage, none of those things. But what can you tell us about what that was like when Peyton, that's blue blood Southern royalty, the Mannings with Archie. What was the Peyton Manning experience? And maybe a little bit, too, on Eli, if you have some thoughts on that, what that was like at Ole Miss, too.
Interestingly, Peyton connects pretty well to Arch. And I say this because even though everyone wanted him, the whispers were, he's not that good. He played at a private school in New Orleans. Stop me if you've heard this before. I remember interviewing him as a high school player, and it was hard to believe he was going to be that good. He got up there, the starting quarterback who went on, Todd Helton went on to a big-time Major League Hall of Fame career, got hurt. Peyton went in. I think they lost the game, but after that, he put it together and was just remarkably accessible. I remember I was doing a local TV show in Birmingham in addition to writing, and after Tennessee beat Alabama for the first time, Peyton, of course, went in and led the band. You've seen those pictures. Mm-hmm. And I ran into him in the locker room, and I knew him through his father, and he said, "Hey, you need anything?" I said, "Yeah, we actually let Peyton Manning do what's called the cold open on this terrible TV show I was on." And I'm thinking, that was amazing. This guy in college, but he had an eye for the media. He knew where he was going in addition to an NFL Hall of Fame MVP career. Eli was a little different because Eli followed Archie, and they were ready for him because I think there was a few people in Oxford who were really hurt by Peyton Manning going to Tennessee. Ultimately, though, the Eli experience was pretty similar. His team were very good. He had a shot at going to the SEC championship game. It came down, not to get you too deep in SEC lore, final Saturday of the season, Eli versus Nick Saban on the sidelines at LSU, and LSU won the game. I believe Cooper Manning had already started there, so it was a year or two. That is Arch's father. But everyone fell in love with Eli, and the stories were legendary, not so much about how well he played on the field, but off the field.
Paul, I was reading something in Texas Monthly, and you knew this, but just for our audience, it came down to Georgia, Alabama, and Texas for him. Do you think and I'm asking you to get into Nick Saban's head a little bit here, but if he went to Alabama, is Saban still there?
Yes. I don't think Saban could have walked away from this because I really believe, and I don't know this, but I think he would have had to have given a commitment. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm sure Julian Sayed doesn't feel too good about that now. But right. I do believe that. But I think that is very important. But think about this, because there was always the rumor that he really liked Georgia and Kirby Smart. But can you think about where Kirby Smart would be right now if had Eli Manning been there? I think he probably would have started last year instead of Carson Beck. Carson Beck would have left and gone somewhere else. And I dare say Georgia would have been playing Ohio State for the national championship.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Jerry, I've made a decision.
Aaron, are you giving away free services again?
Well, yeah. How did you know?
I haven't been able to quit thinking about your AC piggy bank.
Get Eco.
ECO. We work to extend the life of their old air conditioner and then give back all the money we were paid to do it.
Up to $1,500.
When they need to buy a new system.
Jerry, I'm getting ready to do something like that again.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When we replace a water heater, I'm instructing all the Eco plumbers to give our customers up to $500 in free repairs before they leave the house.
$500 in free services that same day?
There's lots and lots and lots of things our plumbers can do for $500 or less.
And Eco is going to do these things for free when people buy a water heater?
Yeah, whatever they want for free.
That same day?
Same day.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Burnt out, foggy, running on caffeine and willpower? It's time for a reset. Hydrate Me Med Spa brings next-level wellness to Central Ohio with medical-grade IV drips, NAD Plus for brain and energy support, and ozone therapy to detox at the cellular level. This isn't just self-care, it's a system upgrade. Feel sharper, sleep deeper, perform better. Now open in Dublin, Grandview, New Albany, and Granville. Book your drip at hydratememedspa.com. Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Concerned about your investment's rate of return? Let us show you exactly how your portfolio is performing. Visit SafeHarborOH.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. SafeHarborOH.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
As we wonder why our kids are struggling, someone is getting bullied. As we discuss how to improve their mental health, someone is being harassed on social media. As we wonder why they're skipping school, someone is crying themselves to sleep. Knowing the signs is the best way to prevent bullying.
Please just leave me alone.
Learn the signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is ONN.
This past college football season, we all became very familiar with the College Football Playoff Committee and their selection process in getting everything ready for the 12-team playoff field that eventually saw Ohio State win a national championship. But there's more than the college football playoff folks were involved in. Because of the wildfires out west, they took some charitable efforts under their arm. And we hear about that from Britton Banowski, who is the executive director of the College Football Playoff Committee Foundation.
Well, the CFP Foundation is really committed to K-12 education, and we partner with organizations all across the country, including some of our bowl partners. And so we had been investing in Pasadena Unified School District through our relationship with the Rose Bowl for years. And one of the projects that we actually invested in was in redoing the library at a school named Elliott Arts Magnet, which is a middle school in Altadena, but part of the Pasadena Unified School District. And so we had prior experience there in the district, and we're just saddened by the fact that the fires destroyed that school in its entirety. And when the school district decided to rebuild it, we were in a position to rally support across the college football platform to make a difference on that campus going forward.
You know, the Rose Bowl and the Rose Parade certainly are such big items for college football fans. That has to lend to a lot of the appeal to try and make something like this work, doesn't it, Britton?
Well, it does. We're blessed to have not only a relationship with the Rose Bowl, but all of the New Year's Six Bowls or playoff bowls. And so we invest in all those communities and have for years and years. But it's through those kind of localized relationships that we're able to get to know the school districts and find out where the highest needs are. But this was unique because it was a school we had invested in before, and then it was completely destroyed. And what's cool about this is the other 5 New Year's Six Bowls gathered up with us at the championship game in Atlanta, and we all talked, and we were just asking ourselves, what can we do to make a difference in Pasadena right now and support our friends at the Rose Bowl. And so each of the other New Year's Six Bowls agreed to invest $150,000 in this pot that we were developing. And obviously the Rose Bowl kicked in, and we kicked in $300,000. And so there's $1.5 million ultimately waiting for Pasadena Unified to deploy to redo that library at that school.
Safe to say, Britton, that a lot of this just has to do with keeping the idea of higher education moving forward?
You know, when we started the foundation 10 years ago, we talked about a lot of different causes that we could support, but education was kind of the thing that resonated with all of us. We needed to do something for K through 12 education, actually. And then within that space, we wanted to support the educators in the classroom. So we do that through a variety of ways, including providing resources that they can use to make a difference in their students' lives. And so this was a natural for us to be able to do that. And sure enough, higher ed supporting K through 12 all across the country is a good story.
We know that the playoff committee has a lot of people that make happen what they do in determining the playoff field. Brittany, it would sound like the College Football Playoff Foundation certainly has to depend on the help of a lot of people.
We really do. We're a very small team. We're lucky to have the resources from the College Football Playoff and the audience from ESPN that distinguishes us as a nonprofit. But to scale our work, we really need to work with all the bowls and all the conferences and all of our corporate partners to ensure that the resources that we can pull together get distributed all across the country. And so, without those various partner organizations, we would not be able to do what we do.
Britton Banowski, the Executive Director of the College Football Playoff Foundation.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
It's hard to believe, but the new school year really is just around the corner. Now is the time to start getting your family back into a good routine and sleep schedule so your kids will be ready to learn when they head back to class in a few short weeks. Ohio's public school educators can't wait to share a great new school year with our students.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
More than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease, and 2/3 are women. Hi, I'm Cherise Sample Hughes, Chair for Women in Government. Alzheimer's disease progresses slowly over 10 to 20 years in stages. Recognizing symptoms early could help make a difference. A timely diagnosis may allow for more options, including access to emerging care. Speak with your doctor to see if testing is the right next step for you and your family. Find more information at womeningovernment.org.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Now, let's get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Here's producer Colin Behringer to set the scene.
Thanks, Jay. This week on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, the guys discuss whether Shedeur Sanders is the most complete quarterback in the Browns QB room.
You got a guy that I believe could be a franchise quarterback. If you ask anybody in the league, and you ask scouts, and you ask all the other people, they say, out of these four, who has the best chance to be a franchise quarterback? I'd be willing to wager more than 50% of those people will say Shedeur Sanders, even though he was taken in the 5th round pick. So to me, he showed me nothing in camp as I watch him live that gives me any limitations towards his skill set. He's been wildly accurate. He's been doing whatever he needs to do to learn the playbook. And I do believe that you'll see in the preseason that pay dividends. So I would take, if you want to ask me who gives you the best chance to win, I'd say Flacco. If you want to say who has the strongest arm, all right, I'll give you that. I think Kenny Pickett, he works the best under mobility. He's the most mobile of the guys. Dylan Gabriel, obviously people have been talking about him like he's a supercomputer. He's obviously smart, right? But if you say who has the best package, the total package, I'm going with number 12.
To catch the full breakdown, just search the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube, subscribe to their page, and enjoy daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue on the Ohio News Network.
Rothman and Ice.
When you have a star player, you commit to him and you worry about everything down the road. You do everything you can to capitalize on this window of time that you have.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Athena cantaloupes, personal watermelons, or King of the West honeydew melons are only $2.88 each with your card. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Save big money on new siding now at Menards. Update the look of your home and save big on Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This easy-to-install, low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and is available in 16 color options. Hurry in and save big money on Cedar Creek vinyl siding today. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because we know in making the most of your home, DIY doesn't just stand for do it yourself. It also means dream it yourself. And we're here to help protect the dreams you're building. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
We want to thank Neil Thompson, Tyler Pfister, and Rich DeRozier for being our guests this week on Ohio Sports Magazine. For Colin Behringer, Eric Reeser, and Paul Keels, I'm Jay Fox. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine, and join us next week right here on the Ohio News Network.